But really quickly, we want to touch on the coaching hires in the NFL. Starting with the most recent, Houston Texans, like we just said, David Culley. He was the the Ravens' assistant head coach and wide receivers coach, also game coordinator. It's kind of one of those situations where, nobody really wants to take the position. You want to kind of get it solved out sooner than later. So waiting for the enemy is kind of something that's going to be tough. But personally, I don't like this hire at all. I'd give this a C minus maybe. I saw that when he went to the Ravens, their passing game. I mean, obviously Lamar is more of a running guy, but their passing game was not what it once was. I think previously, I forget what team.
It was the Chiefs. Where
the Chiefs.
He was the receiver.
Did not get a receiving
not one receiving touchdown.
One
yes.
wide receiver got a receiving touchdown.
So like that's pretty bad if you're a receiver coach. Obviously that's the year I think they didn't have any weapons that year, but one receiving touchdown is
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But with that said, I kind of feel bad for Culley. No, what's he gonna do? Not take a head coaching job
I agree.
in the NFL? Like
you take whatever.
He's been assistant coach for so long in this league.
You just want a spot at this point.
Yeah, man.
At this point, you just want an opportunity to become a head coach.
He's like 65.
Yeah.
He's been around.
This is his last chance to get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
He'll probably never get this chance again. I don't blame him for taking it, but I just can't see him succeeding.
And it's with a team that's most likely gonna get rid of Watson and most likely gonna lose J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
So like it's a team that's rebuilding. There's not high expectations at all.
And when he first got hired, he said, "I know that we'll find a way to keep Deshaun." I hope that the Texans didn't tell him, "No way, we're trading Deshaun Watson," because that would just be terrible to lie to the man straight to his face. Because at this point, they have no choice.
Yeah, I heard. With the new I think CBA, the players agreement, there's a lot of rules going in with holdouts, all that deal, because everything in the past, Le'Veon Bell, and now it's very, very, very against a player, more so than it ever was, to hold out. I think something along the lines of where they'd take astronomical like pay, fines, maybe suspension, all that stuff. There's a lot built into it. I'm not sure about all of it, but so like. The holdout at this point doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
I think he did say today that he won't play.
He would hold out. He said he would hold out. So, like, yes, like, you got to eat, like, the fines, all that, the bad publicity. But I think they ship him out before. I don't think you hold on to him knowing that he's just a ticking time bomb.
I don't think that Deshaun will get any hate for this, any bad publicity. I don't think anyone blames him for wanting out.
They failed to give him an O-line year after year. They got Tunzel. They traded everything for him. And, I mean, he still takes so many hits. He had the lacerated rib or kidney, whatever that was.
The best player he's ever played with got traded away.
They had to bus him to the game.
I mean, they've given him nothing year after year. His head coach has done nothing for him year after year. You look at their rosters when they would make runs. You had prime J.J. Watt, prime Jadeveon Clowney. Deshaun Watson, who
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Even though he wasn't in his prime, still Deshaun Watson. He was a guy that would always get the job done. Like you guys said, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
I mean, they had guys there for him on all sides of the ball, and they couldn't get it done. So he's looking at it. Okay, I've done every single thing I could do. It's my last year of my rookie contract before I start making $40 million a year. Might as well sit out, be extremely fresh. In a year from now, he's still only 26.
Yeah, exactly.
He's so young. I wouldn't blame him for sitting out.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So next up, we're going to touch on this for a little bit. We'll kind of go rapid fire with these next ones. The Jags, Urban Meyer. I like it. I'd give this one an A minus. He's not going to be the Dan Campbell running around going crazy, but he will change the culture. He's putting the guys in place. Maybe it's a potential Ohio State line where people like succeed at Ohio State. They want to go to the NFL. The Jags are right there with Urban Meyer and his whole system. Kind of come right in, fall into an NFL team. I like where the Jags are at. I like this hire.
This was my favorite hire.
Yeah.
I give it an A+. I love that they're going to have Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence for the next decade plus, it seems. I just think it's great. It provides such stability for the organization, stability that they haven't had in years, and I think they can go nowhere but up from here.
Yeah, I remember reading that their owner had roster control, and as soon as Urban Meyer came in, the owner gave up roster control to Urban and to the GM, and that was such a problem for them.
Shows the respect,
years. Yeah. So, you look at them, you got James Robinson, you got DJ Chark, Visca Chenault. Their line is serviceable. They need a tight end. But they're one of those teams that, okay, you get two guys to step up, really. They could be good, especially in the AFC South.
Yeah, no, I agree. For these next few, we'll just go ratings. Dan Campbell, B+. Nobody was going to go to the Lions and turn it around, so I'll give it a B+.
I'll go C, C-. It just didn't really hit me in any way. It just kind of came and went.
Yeah, I would give it a C+ because other than that press conference, what is Dan Campbell doing?
Yeah, exactly. Brandon Staley. I actually like this one a lot. I would have liked Brian Dabble a lot more, but I'd give this one an A-. To the Chargers, obviously.
I agree with that. I like that. Herbert met him, liked him, and honestly, if you have a young quarterback who looks like he's going to be a stud, you should let him pick the coach.
Right.
100%. I agree with that.
And, yeah, I would agree with the A- as well because Herbert is a guy who's proven, even with Anthony Lynn, who I don't really think is that great of a coach. Herbert had 34 touchdowns this year.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
33, 34, I believe.
Yeah, Herbert's going to be a guy that can get the job done. So, he likes the coach, hire him.
Saleh, or Robert Saleh, I like it. He's a guy that is the Dan Campbell fire under you, but he also brings New York the defensive prowess, the defensive mind to really go after and get after it. I like it. I'd say this one's one of my favorite. A.
He kind of reminds me of Rex Ryan a little bit, but a more normal version.
Put together Rex Ryan.
A more collected,
definitely.
More professional Rex Ryan. I think it was a great hire. I'd give it an A+ as well.
Yeah, as a Jet fan, I would give this an A+. Back in the Mark Sanchez era, it was never about our offense. It was always about the defense, and I think that's what Robert Saleh is bringing back to this team. And quite frankly, the Jets are terrible, but their defense isn't that bad. They have a very serviceable defense who needed the right coaching. I think hiring, who was it, LaFleur as their new offensive coordinator. It's the new era of the NFL. You get a young mind in there that's, air raid type, but will also have a dominant running game. So, I think not only what he's done just as himself, but I think who he's brought in, A+.
Falcons, Arthur Smith, the former Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator. I like this one a lot. Get Matt Ryan, another offensive guy. He was great with Shanahan at OC. Now you get a guy that's similar in terms of the offensive mind. I'll give this one an A-.
I'll give it a B-. It didn't really, I don't know. I don't really think much of Atlanta anyways. I think Matt Ryan's kind of done. I like Matt Ryan, but I think he's kind of done, and I think Julio could be on the move. So
yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think they're both on the move. I would give it a B just because if you're an offensive guy, you're in a great place to be in Atlanta. So it's probably going to work out offensively, but everybody's getting older. You're going to have to ship guys out, rebuild. Let's see how you do there.
Yeah, Eagles. This was actually they came up with a lot of controversy. Nick Sirianni. He had his opening, his intro press conference, and stumbling on his words, kind of repeating the same things. A lot of people were ripping him on it. I don't really look too much into that. He could be a great coach, great in the locker room, but in front of this huge press conference, public speaking, maybe he just doesn't know what to do. Maybe it's his first time really getting in front of something like that. I don't blame him for that. But I love what he did with the Colts as a OC from 2018 to 2020. So I'll give this hire B+. I don't think much of the Eagles, but I'll give him as a person, as a hire, to kind of go in there and give his best shot. I think B+.
I'll give it a C, C-. I think that it was more Frank Reich than him in Indy. I think Frank Reich is one of the best offensive coaches and coaches, period, in the NFL. And I think him stumbling on his words really kind of just shows what he is. He's more of a coordinator than a head coach.
Than a coach, yeah. No, definitely.
I think when you look at the Colts, if the Colts had a good quarterback, put Matt Stafford on the Colts, I think they go to the Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I think they go to the AFC Championship.
That was my favorite fit. I really wish he went there.
So, the Colts were almost too good of a scheme that just missed that one element of the quarterback. And Phillip Rivers did that for him. And listen, he did an all right job, but then again, it's 40-year-old Phillip Rivers doing this for the Colts. Now you go to the Eagles on one of the worst rosters in the league, terrible cap situation. You have no idea who your quarterback is next year, no wide receivers. I don't think this is going to work out well. I would give it a D.